Oh my goodness, Dragon Ball Z is so good. What can be said about Dragon Ball Z that hasn't already been said? The show amazed me when I saw the original run on Toonami. For those who don't know, Dragon Ball Z follows the story of Goku and his friends defending the Earth from several villains. On the surface, the show looks like a bunch of buff guys charging up and training to become stronger, but the series has a ton of emotion and motifs and themes that we can all relate to, like how Gohan, Goku's son, needs to realize when it's okay to fight back. As my childhood passed, I realized that the version of Dragon Ball Z I watched has been a little different from others. Dragon Ball Z Kai came out in 2011, which was the same animated show with different voice lines and different music. I missed the original music score from Dragon Ball Z that was taken out. This is when I realized that Dragon Ball Z had a completely different score from what Japan used. The original series in the US, or at least the third season onwards, was composed by a company called Faulconer Productions. This production company is what I consider to be the official Dragon Ball Z soundtrack, but I know people consider this to be a controversial topic. If you're interested more in the backstory of the Faulconer score, I suggest watching Geek 101's video on the story of Faulconer Productions and Dragon Ball Z, which I'll link to on the description. I know there were some controversial things going on with the production team, but that's not what I wanted to highlight. I wanted to focus on the awesome score and why I love it so much. This isn't really a top 10, but it kind of is, at least in terms of describing why the songs are so good to me. The songs I talk about aren't in any real order of preference. Before I start, I want to mention that I'll reference the entire show, so spoilers are going to be mentioned. Also, I'm not a music expert. I just know what I like to hear. Starting off my list of amazing Faulconer songs is Perfect Cell Runs. The song is very electric, with the main theme sounding very mechanical. It's very thematic for the Android and Cell saga, and it's very catchy too. The second half is a very nice bass lick, and I just imagine Cell fighting Goku, or Gohan pre-Super Saiyan 2. I'll leave time after every song to appreciate the track. Very similarly is the theme of When Perfect Cell Returns. It's a reprisal of the original, but it sounds much more intense and desperate, as if there's no way to defeat the regenerating Cell. This next one is the Ginyu transformation theme, but people only really know the song for one part. It's this one right here. It sounds like the gods are watching this epic fight, like this is the most important fight in the world. The soundtrack before and after it sounds very electric, but it turns mystical afterwards. It reminds me a lot about the feeling of being on another planet like Namek. I particularly enjoy listening to this song during this beam struggle when Gohan kills Cell. The songs with Vegeta are some of my favorites, which is awesome because I love Vegeta. Vegeta's theme is one of those classics that's been heard throughout the series. Awesome guitar, bells, high pitches in the background, just an awesome background track. Vegeta Knows His Son is another classic, where you hear the track in a lot of situations. Originally playing when Vegeta realizes Trunks from the future is his own son, the song makes you feel like a struggle is happening. You also hear it when Goku and Piccolo are discussing whether Gohan should fight. The one that most people associate with Vegeta though, in my opinion, is Vegeta's Super Saiyan theme. With a crazy piano theme, you really feel like Vegeta is the most powerful being in the world. Staying on the theme of Super Saiyans, the Super Saiyan transformation theme is pretty cool, with a nice bass theme, guitar, high pitches to all packaged together into an intense theme. I can't overestimate how much the bass really puts together the entire song. These next songs might not be what people think are the usual Dragon Ball Z picks for the best songs, but they're so iconic in my head that I couldn't just exclude them from the list. First, the Dragon Ball Z intro is so epic. The drums, guitar, and bass are all used to great effect. When this song came up, you knew what you were getting into. The closing theme song from when you hear "Next Time on Dragon Ball Z" is just as iconic to me. The "Next Time on Dragon Ball Z" is so iconic that it's become a meme and reference across the internet. This song always accompanies that reference to me. The drums at the end are so cool, and it's a nice tune to end the show. The Dragon theme has got a little bit of everything from what I love in Dragon Ball Z music. Electric sounds, drums, and an excellent guitar theme, high pitches, it's got everything. It's the song I think about when the Z Warriors are struggling to defeat the main villain. You particularly hear this theme when Cell and Gohan are having their intense beam struggle. The second to last song I wanted to talk about is a theme that is just so badass. Hyperbolic Time Chamber is a song that I put on when working out or lifting weights. When people think of the song, they usually think of just one part, but I like to listen to the whole thing. It's pretty crazy and intense, with a lot of clashing guitar noises, deep basses, and it gets more complex and crazy until you hear this theme. This is the most badass theme I can think of. I hear this when Goku finally shows Buu his Super Saiyan 3 transformation, or when Gohan transforms into Super Saiyan 2, or when Goku and Vegeta are fighting. I can't get over how badass this song is. This last song is a fan favorite, I think. The Super Saiyan 3 transformation theme is such a cool sequence in the show. When Goku shows Buu and Babidi what it looks like to go even further beyond, this amazing track shows up. It's one of the only positive songs on the list, and it gets you pumped up to see the next transformation that Goku has. I could go on with how much I enjoy the Faulconer soundtrack. There are some songs that sound a little repetitive and a little samey, but overall I prefer the Faulconer soundtrack to the others. That's not to say I don't enjoy the Dragon Ball Z Kai's soundtrack or the original Japanese soundtrack. I actually enjoy those a lot too. Maybe I'll even mention some of my favorite songs from those soundtracks in a later video. But when it comes to my preferences, it's hard to deny the effect that the Faulconer Productions soundtrack has on me. Hey, thanks for watching my video. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. Both would really help me to know if people enjoy my content. Please also consider watching my previous 2 videos linked here. Thanks, and have a good day.